Everyone. Today's video, I want to talk about sort of the question of like what is the best way to go about learning art, and like right off the bat, I feel like there is no really best way in general that like works universally for everyone, but I do think there's like a best way for everyone specifically, since everyone kind of like has a different like way that they enjoy doing something, or sort of some things will just work better for others. So I just kind of want to talk about some sort of ideas or things that I've run into in the past, and kind of, I guess, how to like make something work best for you, which is going to be like totally up to you, sort of what you decide to do. But one thing that I really wanted to do this video on is sort of the constant loop that kind of happens where one person, I mean, this could even be myself as well. There will be one person who basically says that they know the perfect way to draw, and it is like this sort of way, and then someone else will come along and say that no, that's not the right way to draw. You need to draw like how I have found. But basically, I think the loop really starts with sort of everyone explains basically from their own experience what they found is the best way to draw themselves. And when someone else is explaining how their way is like a good way to draw, I think if you can kind of take it as that these are all just options, because really, if we have this sort of circular loop where everybody is kind of pointing fingers at everyone else and saying, oh no, that's not the right way, you need to do it this way instead, then really you don't have to sort of be attached to any of these ideas. And these are all just options and possible routes for you to go. But one sort of, and the sort of loop that I've really started to happen to me, and maybe you might notice it happens to you as well, is sort of this search for like the ultimate way of doing something, or like you're trying to find that one thing that could make you really good at art or start to make you enjoy art. And I think that that's kind of the a little bit of why this effect starts to happen, where basically as an example, one you might find you're just starting to learn art, or however far you are, and someone will say, well, I'll just take myself as an example. So a lot of times, like for me specifically, I don't like to use reference, and I like to draw with like from just my imagination, and then learn more from like the raw experience and repetition. So if this was me, then I would probably be like, yeah, drawing from imagination and just going for drawing like faces right away, and then kind of just keep drawing faces over and over from, different angles, and add them to your characters straight away. That that is like what worked for me. So that is for me the best way that I found to draw. And then so someone might see that, and now they are thinking that is the best way to draw. Or might get like a initial feeling that really resonates with them, and so they'll might go and try it out and think that that's like the way to go, where then they watch another video or another person or just anyone they meet someone in real life, and I'm speaking like from personal experience, like especially when I was learning, I was watching a lot of YouTube videos, and basically I would watch one video and I they would say like, this is the most important fundamental, and then I would go and watch another video, and then they would basically say, oh no, don't worry about that fundamental, this is actually the most important thing you need to worry about. And then so it basically starts this loop of no, that's not right, this is actually the right way, and then you're like, okay, maybe that is the right way, and then it just goes on and on and on, and basically it keeps spiraling to everyone else's way of doing it, and really they're all right, because like if you sort of dig deep enough into why people think a certain way, there's usually a lot of it's personal experience, and like they have like some progress, like personal progress, that they have to sort of like back that up. So like for them, that really is the best way to go about it. And it can be very hard to sort of I guess know what is like the right way if you're watching and everyone's sort of thinking or telling you a different way to go about it. So really, you're on the outside, and you don't have to sort of choose any of these options. And really, you get to choose what you want to experiment and what you want to try. And so this whole area is pretty much a separate thing. I'll get a color quick to separate this. Yeah, so all of what's happening from outside sources is really up to you, whether you want to hold on to these ideas and use them yourself. And honestly, I would recommend just testing these ideas out. If someone says that they've had a lot of success with like a certain thing, just try it out, see if it works for you. And if it doesn't work for you, then don't use it. And if it does, then like, and you have success with it, then keep doing it and like try to expand on it really. And so yeah, I don't know if this video really made sense at all or helps, but I know especially with I felt like personally watching stuff on YouTube, and all of the learning that I did for art was basically from watching YouTube, since I didn't go to college or that sort of thing, and I did a lot of like reading books, watching a lot of YouTube, at least for like the start of learning what the fundamentals were. And then after that, I just went on my own adventure basically and started learning like purely from imagination and kind of just experimenting really and learning from each iteration. So yeah, it's I feel like personally it's really easy to sort of get caught in this trap of, or this loop of basically each person saying that there's a new sort of way, and it's really up to you which ways you want to use. And it comes down to yourself at the end of the day. If you're drawing in a certain way that you really feel works best for you, and someone else comes along and says that you're doing it wrong or that there's much better ways to do it, that it might be true to like an extent, and it kind of is a lot of also of timing. Like there's been a lot of advice that I've been given, and just kind of be like, nah, that just won't work for me. But then like it might just not be the right timing for me to start implementing those ideas. And sometimes it takes like a couple years, and then I'll be like, oh, that one thing that I got told maybe actually it does work, but it kind of takes like a lot of self discovery to sometimes get to that point. But at the end of the day, I really think everyone is sort of trying to help in the best way that they can, and they're really just talking from their own personal experience of what works best for them. So no one is really wrong, I don't think, and they're really just trying to help in their own way. And yeah, what I was kind of saying, if you're drawing in your own way, and someone comes along and says, "Oh, that's not the right way to draw," like you're still the one at the end of the day that wakes up every day and like goes to draw. Since yeah, drawing is a very like solo sport, I like to think, and it's very all in your own head. So there's really nothing that someone can say that's going to actually like ruin your whole daily function that you do, unless you like choose to make it that way. But yeah, so I mean, there's like been a lot of people that have come to my channel, and they'll like I'll do a video on drawing from imagination, and then they'll leave in the comments that I really think you should start using reference, because there's a lot to learn from that. And usually I will sort of like think about their idea or their process kind of, or what they're saying. And if it doesn't work for me, since like in my experience it just isn't as enjoyable for me, and I don't find it to be fun, and I don't really get as much out of it, so I just don't do it. And so I think really this comes down to you got to do you really. But yeah, I don't want this video to be too long, but just a little like thing that I kind of thought of, and I don't know, maybe it helps some people, maybe it doesn't. But yeah, so thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.